cybersecurity often gets put in a bucket of it's an IT concern. It's a disruption and it's a certain inconvenience. But how do you think these threats have evolved from becoming just IT concerns, but rather something that can affect public safety, public trust, and just operations at large?
Yeah, good question as well. So I think one of the key things is they've evolved in their sophistication and their frequency, which is one, right? And then in turn with that, the prevention and response side, whilst at first glance it seems like it's a more technical and cyber issue that's dealt with by an IT department or a cybersecurity department, that's not the case anymore. And I think the impact is so great to the organization in these and covers so many different domains that it requires a response from every area of the organization. There's usually knock-on impacts, whether they're legal, whether they're financial, whether they're reputational, that require input from those different areas. But not just that. I go back again to the event we were at Cyber UK recently, where there was this real pressure and mindset to thinking worst case scenario, thinking of dealing with those business continuity items in those extreme circumstances where you've really lost the core IT and technical components of what you would normally deal with on a day-to-day basis and have to revert to much more kind of manual procedures. And that requires every area of the business to consider that and think about what they would do in that circumstance. And I think that's the real dynamic change.
Yeah. Also, Floris, anything to add there?
Yeah, and I think that the dynamic, it is not only from a financial perspective, which is a big damage for airlines and airports, but it's also very much a reputational one. Aviation is very much at the core of safety. Why do you trust an airline to fly you through the sky? Yeah, because you also trust everyone there to ensure that they have thought of everything to ensure that you come from A to B in a safe manner. And if you start doubting that, or if there's any disruption around that, people also need to ensure that they keep trusting a brand, but also a way of transportation. And I always take the analogy with when we had the COVID pandemic, then suddenly everyone knew flying is not safe anymore. We're not going to fly anymore. So there was a big, I would say, challenge on let's delay our travels in a specific way. If that same would happen on a cybersecurity perspective, if your data is not secure with a particular airline because they've been breached, or you know that there are challenges at a particular airport because the baggage carrier has been hacked, and you've read that all the baggage and luggage has been delayed or disrupted, you pick maybe a different airport to fly in, or you pick a different carrier to go to. So I think that is also where maybe talking a little bit more about reputational damage and making it larger. But yeah, that's I think why this is also a very important topic in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, people can have a choice when it's something objective, but I think when you have a cybersecurity, infraction or attack, there's no choice.